17 years, 18 years, just a few months after I had left the marriage. Stay home and do my mischief, but play music with my friends, practice the guitar, make up songs, whatever.
And this is while you were still in the city?
Yeah, when I was in the city,
I can see it.
And I see it when it pops up. I'm like, hello, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. Today I have the privilege and honor to be able to sit down with a ceremonial musician, Kjlland, who I met over a year ago and who sits in ceremony. And her music that she plays has been transformative in ceremony and out of ceremony. Even to this day, I even play some of her music in my own YouTube playlist. I'd like to welcome and introduce Kjlland. How are you doing, Kjlland?
I'm doing excellent, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I'm super excited to have you here. Today we're going to talk about musicians, especially ceremonial music that you get to play since I've been attending here at Ancestral Spirit Tribe. So first off, for the audience who is now getting to know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your childhood, and also what your first encounter with the medicine.
I am originally from the Houston area. I grew up west of Houston in a small little town called Simonton, and not too far from where you are.
Yeah.
And I was kind of just a country girl, grew up with horses, and really a free, kind of a tomboy type of spirit. And when I was 10, my parents divorced, and it completely set my life on a different trajectory. Probably not different, but it's definitely defined my life, that moment. Because we moved from the country to the city, and it was a culture shock for me. And it was like an awkward time of my life, moving 10, 11, kind of in that preteen age. And it was a very awkward time. And I started acting out. I started misbehaving, right? Because as kids, we don't really know how to express our emotions properly sometimes. And so we act out for attention. I just got into a lot of trouble as a teenager. Yeah. But one thing that happened also around that time is I started playing the clarinet in band.
Okay.
And I was in band, and I played the clarinet from 6th grade to 12th grade. And I loved music. I loved it. And I loved the clarinet, but it was boring to me. I wanted to play, I look back on it and I understand it better. I wanted to play something that I could play more than just one note at a time. So one day we were skipping school.
No, not you.
And I was at a friend's house, and he had this old electric guitar in the back of his closet. And I don't know, something lit up in me. It's like, oh man, I'd like that guitar. And I'm like, can I buy that from you? Yeah. And so he's like, sure, $10. So I saved up my lunch money. I want to be dramatic and say I didn't eat lunch at school for a week, but I bummed money. But I saved up my lunch money, and I bought that guitar from him, and didn't have any strings on it, had a little battery-powered amp. And I remember after I bought it and I brought it home, that next morning I woke up and I felt like butterflies, like like a new relationship is starting. And in that time, I really wasn't big on school. But weird enough, I was drum major in band too. So, a leadership position. And I think the band teacher really just wanted to give that to me, to give me something, because I was a little bit lost. Gotcha. I was getting lost in drugs and not hanging around the right people. So I would get on the bus in the morning to go to school. Yeah. And then I'd proceed to the city bus and get on the city bus, go back home, stay home and do my mischief, but play music with my friends, practice the guitar, make up songs, whatever.
And this is while you were still in the city?
Yeah, when I was in the city, yeah. And then I would get back on the city bus in time to get back for 8th period, which was band.
So you went for the important class.
Yeah. And so music is just, music has been a part of my life for a very long time.
What does it do for you exactly? I know at a young age, and it's something that you and I, we have in common, because I started music, I started recording music, not playing any instruments, at a very young age. I started writing music at 12. I know what it did for me, but I'm curious to know what did it do for you at a very young age. What did it feel like playing the instrument, playing music? How did it touch your soul? How did it, move you?
It just felt as I really wasn't very much in touch with my feelings back then, but I can tell you what music did for me is it gave me something, because when I was a kid, things were taken away from me. Parents, I had horses, they were taken away from me. Other things were taken away from me, but something about music, it can never be taken away from me. Yeah. Even if I don't have the ability to play music, like the physical ability, that music is still me. Yeah. It's still a part of me. Yeah. So, I think that's the biggest thing that it gave to me, the biggest feeling. It's like something that's my own. Yeah. So, when I was 16, I was in a city park, and my friends, we had eaten some mushrooms.
Oh, here where it comes down.
And one of my friends was talking to me, and I guess he was saying something very profound, because all of a sudden I had a lightning bolt go off in my head. And it's like all of a sudden I woke up. Yeah. And I realized, whoa, things aren't really what they seem to be. Yeah. And that really kind of set me on a trajectory of spiritual seeking, because I wanted to understand what was happening. And I was asking my friends, did you experience this? Do you understand this? And they really didn't understand what I was talking about, most of them.
Did you feel awkward? Like in the sense that you're asking these questions, you're asking to seek?
I was always just kind of like, I was whatever, I just didn't, I felt a little alone.
That's a very good way to put it.
Yeah, I felt a little bit alone, but not awkward, no, because I really didn't care, because I was cool and it didn't matter, I was one of the cool kids and it didn't matter, and it was like whatever, but that sent me on a trajectory of spiritual seeking, not just with medicine. And, fast forward a little bit, I end up getting married, having a kid. My first husband is a musician, woodwind player. Okay. And so music was very much a part of my life in my first marriage and with my daughter. Yeah. And did a lot of recording, but I was in a depression most of the time, and I was very isolated. It was an experience for me, but it was a very beautiful time in my life. A lot of beautiful music was created in that space. But in that time also, I was doing spiritual seeking, and as a mother, I felt almost irresponsible doing, like mushrooms or acid or anything. And I was doing meditating and stuff like that, studying Yogananda stuff and other Eastern types of philosophies. And
What is Yogananda? Is what you said?
Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda. He's a teacher that lived in the 20th century from India, and he kind of bridged the Indian understanding of spirituality with Christianity. Very, very profound, beautiful stuff. And he's still somewhat a part of my journey still.
Nice.
But I was like, there's got to be a way that I can reach that, because I remembered that understanding that I had. There's got to be a way that I can reach that without any kind of anything, without a substance. And so I was seeking that. And, absolutely there's other paths, right? There's other paths. And so for many, many years, I worked with that. And then also, I went back to so-called sleep, and just kind of fell back into life, got, I divorced my first husband, married my second husband. And, during that second marriage, I pretty much put down my music completely. And that was 17 years.
Wow. Completely, not just stop cold turkey?
I pretty much didn't. I picked it up maybe every couple years. And that's it. Yeah, I won't go into that, but I made the choice to put it down, and I missed it.
Yeah. So Kjlland, I know for myself, when I was in this path of music, I used it as a way to kind of be able to verbalize the things that I would feel inside. I wasn't taught as a kid to, hey, express your feelings and be able to cry. Even at one point, my dad told me, hey, don't cry. The men don't cry, right? And keep in mind, I'm like maybe 9, 8 years old at the time, but I used music as a way to anchor myself. I'm not sure if that's how you use it as well. Maybe you didn't. I rapped, right? I did a lot of rap music and recorded. Never played a musician. I tried to pick up the electrical guitar. Yeah, it was very short-lived, but I guess, I don't know, maybe in the music world, there's steps to this. You get the acoustic and then you go to electric. Not sure how that goes. But I wanted to ask you, maybe some feedback you could give is, what did the music do for you deeply? And I'm asking, not, I use this as a distraction. You picked it up at a very young age. You dropped it off during the second marriage. Something triggered for you to pick up the music again. What made you pick up the music again?
Music is my path. Music is my soul. That's how I express. That's my art. That's how I express my deepest feelings, my deepest understandings, wisdom that comes through me. So what made me pick it up again? Divorce. I divorced my second husband, and I went through a whole process with that. It was one of the most difficult times of my life, and music really helped me through that. I wrote my first song in 17 years, 18 years, just a few months after I had left the marriage. Yeah. And it was actually, and this is where medicine comes back into my life, because I was doing a little private mushroom ceremony with myself, and the song Silence came through. And that was the first song that came through in almost 18 years. And it was so beautiful. And, it's one of the songs that I play in ceremony. So it reconnected me to myself. I put it down I think I put it down because there was a part of me in the beginning that was writing music. I had noise in my head. I was writing music for other people. There was a part of me that was crafting the words that would reach other people. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Because that's, we want to reach other people.
Yeah.
But what I've learned since I've gotten older and I've gone through that period of my life and also stepped into the medicine, it's not just to reach people, it's to reach into myself and pull medicine for me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for other people. Now that the medicine that comes for me can then be transmitted and shared with other people, but it has to be for me first.
Yeah. And before we go into, the experience, when you first encountered the medicine and, how you went about that, I just want to share something with you. I still remember October, okay, last year. And I just want to tell you how your music, and I know you get this feedback often. So I just want you to know personally that when you started to play your music, and God knows I don't know the name of the song exactly, but I have it on my playlist, and I even meditate when I'm, having my own meditation and time with Hape. But there was one time I was sitting in ceremony, and it was very profound. And if I remember correctly, maybe you could tell me the name of it right now, but this song was an actual prayer to open up your heart. I remember going back and having to deal, and not to go too much into detail, but having to heal from my father not being present. And I'll never forget, I know exactly where I was sitting at. I know because I was, healing all night, we'll just say that, in that same spot. And I remember just asking God, through your music, to bring him down, to be here, to have him right here, because he's not going to escape me this time. But my point in saying this is that your music, and everybody could attest to this, but I know for sure I can, is you come from a place of love. And I think deep down, what I've experienced with your music is there's a deeper message that transmits from your music. And you always mention about how the medicine is playing the music for you, and it's just flowing. And I'm going to tell you, it's beautiful. And don't put down the music ever again. I won't let you. But I wanted to share that with you. It's something that I'll never forget. It's imprinted on me, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you for everything that you've done and that you continue to do. But let's pivot real quick. I want to talk about, you've had your experiences with mushrooms and, done your own ceremonies, personal ceremonies. But what was your first encounter like? How did that, your first encounter with the medicine, how did that move you into ceremony music? Because you're playing, there's two types of music. There's music that you play for the crowd, right? You could go to a bar and hear people karaoke and all that stuff, but then you come into a space like here that Ricardo's created a space for all of us and people all around the world to be able to sit in and you get ceremonial music. It's a different dynamic. I don't know how to express it with words. You have to actually experience it to be able to understand what I'm talking about. How did the medicine move you to that? What did that look like for you?
Well, yeah, just to maybe put a little bit of words of what you're saying, as far as going out there and playing on a stage and then going in the ceremony. It's a difference between performance and prayer. Oh. Yeah, so there's a difference.
I like how you put that.
Yeah. So ayahuasca was calling me for a while, and I actually found ayahuasca through another medicine woman here in the area. She directed me here to Ricardo and Ancestral Spirit Tribe. And I came here almost 2 years ago, and for my first ceremony, and I brought my guitar. I asked permission, can I bring my guitar? And the sister that was here, she's like, yeah, maybe he'll invite you to play towards the end of the ceremony. And so the first night, I had my first introduction to Mama Aya, and it was a beautiful introduction. It was not a huge process or anything that I remember. But the main thing that I do remember is Ricardo looking over, and he's like, is that your guitar? And I said, yes, it is. And he's like, would you want to play? And I'm like, we'll see if I can. Yeah. We'll see if my fingers work and if I can remember.
Medicine, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So I got up and sat in the hot seat on the bench, and I played 2 songs.
Okay.
And I was able to play. My fingers worked. The words worked.
Yeah.
And
the words worked.
Yeah. And so then the second night comes, and I come to ayahuasca. I'm a warrior, and I'm like, I'm here for a process. Yeah. And I remember sitting there, and I'm vomiting, and I'm in a process. And that night, I think I drank 3 cups.
Yeah.
Because three cups. Yeah. And
nobody's counting.
And so another brother that was here that I met first time that weekend became a very dear friend of mine, Jason. Yeah. I don't think you've met him, but he's a beautiful person. He was playing music, and he was playing, and it's like, oh man, I want to play. I want to play, but I'm like, no, I'm here to process. And then it's like, oh no, I want to play music. No, I'm here to process. And then, eventually it's like, okay, this is enough. Okay, I just want to play music. I just want to play some music. Okay, please, mother, please. All right, I just want to play music. And a light bulb went off in my head. It's like, I just want to play music. And one thing that I skipped was my intention for that weekend was to come. I wanted to learn more about my gifts. I wanted to know what my gifts were. Mm-hmm. And so the second night after I had that light bulb moment, I just want to play music. And it's like, yeah, I just want to play music. That's what I want to do with my life.
Oh, nice.
And
so that was the moment that you felt that you were called to do ceremonial music.
Yeah, and to bring music back into my life completely, just bring back the devotion to the music that I once had. Because when I was young, I was in love with it. It was like I was in a relation. I was play 8 hours a day, and it was like I was devoted to music. And so it was at that moment that it started to reignite that devotion for me. And there's something about ceremony. There's something about being in the ceremonial space that is just special.
Yeah, I share that. I share that same feeling. We hear our friends that we sit with monthly, and we're counting. I think somebody said they're counting the sleeps, right? And I'm every single time I'm like, okay, I'm here to learn, heal, but after the fact, I'm always waiting for the next one. And I think it's the space that has been created here. People are coming into this space to be able to heal. You know how hard it is to make that conscious decision to be like, yeah, I'm going to pay so I could go heal. Right. And for those who've sat in ceremony, we know what that looks like and what it comes with it. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to come in knowing and you're expecting that, hey, there's all love here. And I know sometimes people come in and they're a little bit timid and, don't know what to expect. And then you start to see people move differently in ceremony. You have people going through the process, and I'll share something with you. Early on when I first started sitting with the medicine and continuing my work, for the life of me, I would sit and think, oh my gosh, how are these people playing the music? How are they standing up? But little by little, as you start working with the medicine, you start to get in tune with her. You start to learn from her. You get the strength, and then you start to know how to navigate. You mentioned about your hands working sometimes, or you weren't sure if they were going to work. Not only are you playing an instrument, but you're using your voice. And if people could actually, and they can, in a minute we'll share where they could reach out and see and hear some of the music that you play and recorded. But hearing that in this setting, in ceremony, is very special. I know you know that, but it's coming from you. I wish you could come and see it from my eyes. At what moment did you realize, I'm not sure if it was an epiphany, or at what moment did you realize that you're actually helping, guiding people through ceremony? Did you have an experience where you could share with us?
I mean, I think that still kind of blows my mind sometimes,
Yeah.
but I'm understanding. It's like I'm learning more and more and understanding it more and more. But I think, I don't know if there was just I don't know if there was one particular moment where it's like, oh, I'm moving the energy in the room. But what started happening was that people were coming to me and giving me reflections. And, some people have said, I've felt like when you were playing a particular song that there was like surgery being done inside of me.
Yeah.
And it's so very important to me.
Yeah.
And I've learned more and more how important it is to just be as clear, for me, to be as clear as possible.
Yeah.
Because I don't take credit for what is happening. I'm just working to be the clearest vessel that I possibly can. And, I've got work to do. I'm still also a patient in ceremony. But I want for the spirits to be able to work through me, to be able to work through my voice, to be able to work through the guitar, through other instruments that I play. And it's been a whole process for me. Yeah. And I've said this many times to people, music is my process. And
that's deep.
yeah, the music is my process. And
the hell out of that process too.
And everybody can see my process. They can hear my process. Okay. All right. I forgot the words. Okay. All right. My fingers are not cooperating with me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a beautiful process to me, because music and ceremony, the medicine is teaching me through the music, teaching me how to work through my processes of life. Music and the medicine is teaching me how to get out of the way and let things flow. Because when I have good nights, I have bad nights. Yeah. I learn a lot whenever I have those nights when I'm struggling. Yeah. Because it's like I'm seeing where I'm trying to think. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing where I'm trying to control. Mm-hmm. And it's the exact same thing in life. Yeah. I'm trying to control the outcome. And, not necessarily anymore, what are they going to do? The people like it? I'm kind of moved past that.
Yeah, you should.
But it's beautiful. It's more of, it's become more and more of a deeper internal process for me of seeing the mental glitches that I can have. And it's like my focus, it's teaching me how to focus. Yeah. And most of all, It's teaching me how to enjoy the beauty of the music, which also is teaching me how to enjoy the beauty of life.
Yeah.
And then we'll call it the process, because that is your process, right? That is the playing the music. What somebody like me, who sits and, you know, I'll go through my process or do what I do. Do you receive? I mean, everybody's process is different, but I have to ask from yourself, who's playing the music for everybody. How does that process look like for you? Do you still receive visions? Do you still receive information as you're playing, or how does that process in your mind and your spirit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times what's happening when I'm playing a song is the medicine is talking to me at the same time.
Yeah.
And I I have moments where, Ricardo's playing and I have my time where I can just like sit and process, and that's it. And those are beautiful moments, but my most deepest teaching moments are when I'm playing music. And because she's just like, she's talking to me, and she is actually like taught me, she's bringing me closer to my authentic voice. She's my vocal coach.
Yeah.
I really haven't taken a lot of lessons, technical lessons, but the medicine has given me so many vocal lessons and transformed my vocals completely.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility when you're in the medicine? I know you've talked about like, accepting what the opinions of others. You moved on. We know what the music does for us in ceremony. Because honestly, yes, I know you don't administer the medicine, but the music is the medicine. And without that piece, for me personally, I don't see it as something that I don't think it's complete. I need that. People need that. People need the music, because as you're playing with intention, wherever you're coming from. And I know all the time when you're playing music, you have your own personal intentions, but you're doing it out of love, right? And so, the responsibility is, how do you feel about that? What does that do for you? Does it feel like a heavy burden? Does that disrupt you? I think that we kind of touched base on that, but if there's anything you can add to that as far as the responsibility behind playing the ceremony music.
Yeah, there's a huge responsibility, because I have to be careful with my energy, because it's a very vulnerable space, the medicine space, because we are energetically vulnerable. We're traveling through portals into other dimensions, and the veil is thin. So I have to be very careful with my energy, because I don't want to, because the music commands the space. It commands the space. I mean, I've learned through, certain songs, I can make people purge, and then I've learned how to soften and how to bring the energy down. And so, it's a very big responsibility. And that's why I said that it's so important to me to be as clear as I possibly can, because like I said, I'm still also a patient.
Yeah.
And I still have my things that I'm cleaning.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give my stuff to anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's so important to me. So yes, I feel a huge responsibility.
And so how do you mentally and spiritually prepare for that? I mean, for every ceremony, right? Obviously we talked about you holding the space. Ricardo and yourself and the team does, you guys have ceremonies I think it's like twice a month here. I forget the frequency, but nonetheless, how do you mentally and spiritually prepare yourself for this? I mean, you have, like you mentioned, we all have bad days. You have bad days. How do you ground yourself knowing, you got this weight? I say of responsibility, knowing you're moving the energy in this room. How do you prepare for that?
Well, one thing that I like to do, if I have time to do it, lately, I have a little bit more responsibility before ceremony, but usually I'm able to find time either somewhere in the group or in this space or in my own space by myself. I use music as I pray. I pray with my music, and that way it's not really my responsibility. Mm-hmm. Only my responsibility is to work to stay as clear as I possibly can. Yeah. So that's really my responsibility. Everything else, it's like the medicine is working through me when I'm playing. I try not to have ego. I can see it. I see it when it pops up. I'm like, hello, I see you. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to focus. Really working to stay out of the ego. And it's like, yeah, I mean, because all things can happen. Things when I'm playing a song and my mind, I mean, I still have my ego, and it's like, oh, is he listening? Oh, focus, and
that is something to master, is removing the ego.
Oh yeah,
it creeps in when you least expect it, right?
Yes, and it's so difficult. I'm learning that I understand why musicians and actors I understand why they have this huge ego, because they have people coming here. Oh, you're so great. Oh, you're so great. Oh, you're so great. So it's also a practice in between ceremony. Thank you. I'm just a vessel. What I will take credit for is I will take credit for the work that I've been playing guitar for almost 35 years. I've been singing for almost as long as that. And if you count my years of playing clarinet, it's been about 40 years that I've been playing music. So I will take credit for the amount of devotion that I've put into the music. And I will take credit for my doggedly tireless pursuit of, healing. Yeah. I'm almost can border on the obsessive side of that. I don't want to say that, but yes, I really want to heal. I want to be the best version of myself that I possibly can, because I want to serve humanity.
Amen. I think the important piece in that message too is, like, you didn't say it directly, but it's like, enjoying the process, staying put, removing the ego. Don't worry about what other people think. You're doing the damn thing right now. You don't need all the credit, and you're so humble, because every time, I come back and I tell you, hey, you hear it often. I ain't got to tell you. Your music is beautiful. Look what your music has done to me. That piece with my father, by the way, not only did it help me, but I hold it very close to my heart in a very sacred place. And it also helped me with my kids, with my wife, and, it goes on and on. So it's a beautiful thing. So trust me when I tell you, we're going to continue to encourage you to continue this great, beautiful work that you're doing, because it's helping. It's definitely helping. So I want to talk about some of the instruments around you right now. I want to share this little small story, little piece. When I first met you, I want to say a little over a year ago, about a year ago, I remember you coming in, and I shared this story before. You just went. It's not I knew you were a freak about music, right? But was you went and stopped at Guitar Center somewhere? You stopped somewhere and you got a drum, and I imagine that drum is not, cheap at all. So I'm thinking, Yeah, you reminded me of a friend of mine who I used to do music with. I'm like, that person had the same, passion, obsession with music that, hey, he'll drop anything if he could to go just pick up whatever he needed to make the music go. So, is it okay to ask for a special request? Could you play us a small song, if you could? Would that be something that you could do for us today?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I know I know you're working on something already for an album for ceremony music. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing it new school instead of old school. I'm gonna be releasing one song at a time and then eventually compile it into an album.
Nice. Where can people find the songs? Have you picked a spot to download them or no?
Currently, the only place you can find my music is on YouTube.
Nice.
And I'm on the Ancestral Spirit Tribe. A few of my songs are on Ancestral Spirit Tribe YouTube channel, and I have my own YouTube channel. Maybe we can put links for that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get that downloaded and put that on for viewers to be able to access.
I'm gonna play My Baby.
Okay. You got a name for her?
No.
No name.
No
Okay.
name.
No name is good.
Just My Baby.
Good.
Let's see. This is chair with arms are challenging. I want to say a story before I start. One thing that happened to me one ceremony was I forgot the words to most of my songs. My fingers would not work.
Oh, wow.
And I played one song that I knew it because I'd been playing it for decades. I knew it. And I could feel the medicine just yawning. She was just like so bored. And I'm like, okay, so what now? What am I going to do? And that was the moment when she said, let's create something new. And she taught me how to improvise. She taught me how to sing from my heart. And since then, music has been flowing from me.
Yeah.
I'm getting more proficient in channeling during ceremony and just praying and from my heart to God. And so this song is called Mother Jungle. And this song actually came to me, I think, in the November ceremony. Mm-hmm. The rhythm came to me, and it was just like a cool rhythm, and I was, doing kind of like a prayer. Yeah. And I'm like, but this song merits some real lyrics.
Nice.
And so I created this song, or it came through me, not in ceremony, but in between ceremonies.
Yeah.
And when I play this song, the medicine is so funny. She loves this song.
Yeah.
Yes. She just, every time I start playing it, I can feel it. She's just like, I love this song. And I'm like, I love this song too. So So, I mean, it's basically, it's her song. So, this is called Mother Jungle. Mother jungle flowing through our veins, and a kind of healing, bringing change. I said, here, 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 so mote it be. Grandmother spirit taking our hand, shifting through portals, unseen by man. I said, here, 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 so would it be? Wrapped in a pink tie, she sees the truth, digging up those shadows, pulling up those roots. I said, here, 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 so would it be? Lifting up our prayers through the heavens above, let us remember that we're held in love. I said, here, 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 so would it be? The sacred guardians are all around. Listen to those trees. Can you hear the sounds? I said, here, 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 so would it be? We ride the jaguar into the night, fly with the owl, she gives a sight. I said, here, 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 so would it be? I see the black wolf hunting the shadows. I see the white wolf carrying the halos. I said, here, 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 so would it be? I said, here, 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 so would it be?
I feel like I was back in ceremony. Oh, they're so beautiful. Yeah, I know that song specifically, obviously because I've sat in ceremony. But it's that there is just a bit of a taste of what Kjlland plays, and I'm super grateful for you being able to share that with us today. So Kjlland, do you have any offerings or any musical events that are happening around here in the Houston area that you could possibly share with us now, so that way people could be in touch with your music, see who you are, get to know you a little bit more? Is there something that you could share with us today?
Yeah, sure. So speaking from this moment in time, I'm sure people are going to be listening to this in the future, but there's a concert here at Ancestral Spirit Tribe May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yeah. There's going to be me and Ricardo's going to be playing, and another brother from another community, and a sister from the same community. And so that's as far as hearing me live outside of ceremony and more of a performance place at this moment. That's what I have scheduled. I also offer private vocal and guitar lessons, and also songwriting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And can they get this all through the website, or where can people access this information?
For instance, right now they can contact me through Facebook.
Okay.
They can also contact the church, ancestralspirittribe.com. They can they can email the church. There's also a number that you can call or text. So they can contact me that way. And also we're wanting to have monthly community music circles here that's completely free for the community to come and just everybody joins in. We had one last night. It was wonderful. And so we're going to start having that monthly here.
Okay.
And I'm also going to try to offer like a monthly workshop circle for teaching, and not teaching, but for vocal healing.
Okay.
Also possibly guitar circles and songwriting circles.
Nice.
But I want to do the caveat with my vocal teaching. Like I said, I'm not really necessarily a technical teacher.
Right.
I'm more of a person that can help people heal the wounds that keep them from using their sacred voice. And it's just,
beautiful.
yeah. So because there's so many people that I talk to, I mean, it's repetitive, and I had it too. And this is why I can help people with it. The shame, the fear of being seen and heard. And so I can help people move through that. And that's more of the type of vocal, mentoring guidance that I can give people rather than technical. Yeah, I can teach a little bit of technical stuff, but mostly I focus on the healing of the wounds of actually just singing.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful, Kjlland. I do look forward to seeing more of that. I know you're posting a lot in regards to these things that you're offering, and continue the work, Kjlland. It's beautiful. Your music is beautiful. I look forward to being able to sit with you hopefully next weekend. But nonetheless, as always, sister, I'm super grateful for your music. I'm super grateful for you. So I want to close this out by saying thank you for all that you do, and please give us, as soon as, we're going to put the links down below and for people to be able to access your music. I think it's important for people to know the importance of the ceremony music and ceremony. But I do want to thank you for your time today, being able to sit down with me, letting the audience know, how ceremonial music is played when you're, working with ayahuasca and your healing journey. So I appreciate you, Kjlland, for everything you've done. Thank you.
It's my honor, brother. Thank you for having me.